Good morning. Good morning. Hello, friends. Hello, family. I just wanted to do a little bit of time today to share a little bit about myself, a little bit about where I came from. Welcome to my 6 weeks to success program. Just introducing myself to you a little bit today, letting you understand who I am a little bit, where I came from, and how I came to realize the things that I came to realize. I came to realize from a lifetime of health and wellness that it was a change of mind that actually helped me to heal my life. That I discovered through health and wellness, through fitness and nutrition, that the biggest obstacle that all of us have in our lives is ourselves. We are the ones that spend the most time with ourselves, and therefore we are the ones that have the biggest influence in our lives. And so, if we want to change our lives, the biggest change we can make in our lives is to ourselves. And that's really to really change the way that we think. And this is uncomfortable, and this is challenging, and this is difficult. And we wrestle with this, and we all do it in our own lives, in our own way. I have to do it in my life just the same as you have to do it in your life. It's really to see where we are creating fault or folly or creating error, to see our own error, or in the old words, they used to say sin. And the word sin is to miss the mark, to see where we are missing the mark in our lives, to uncover how we are creating the problem in our life. Right? So, who am I? Coach John. I tell you, I'm a teacher originally. My mother was a teacher. I was raised that way. It's in my nature. I've been a teacher, grades 4 to grade 8, physical education. I've taught nutrition at massage therapy school. I've taught anatomy at massage therapy schools. I've taught fitness and nutrition and personal training and coaching to people, weight loss and coaching and health and fitness and exercise and nutrition to people for over 30 years. I was the provincial junior bodybuilding champion at 19, and at 49, I took this picture here last summer, 30 years later. So, from 13, I was already deeply entrenched in exercise. My whole life has revolved around exercise and dieting for competition. So, reducing body fat, losing weight, gaining lean muscle, reducing body fat, trying to be wealthy, healthy, happy, energetic, enthusiastic. This has been a pursuit of life for me. So I went to school for it. I studied it in kinesiology. I studied it just from practical experience, from working with, over 30,000 private training sessions in my life with people, personal training sessions in my life. My wife and I have been working together for 25 years. My wife was a client of mine. My wife has been a trainer herself for 20 plus years. So, having dialogue and relationship with another coach, being a coach for a lifetime for people, this has really been a lifetime for me, learning myself how my own self has been the obstacle in my life. And it's always been just learning how to change me. This is what I've learned along the way. So, I lived the life of fitness, but I tell you that I learned more about health and wellness when I lost my health at 40. and had to gain it back. I'm 50 now. So a decade ago, I feel like I hit the bottom with regards to my health. And that doesn't mean that because I hit the bottom a decade ago that I haven't hit the bottom many times in the last decade. It's not, I don't want to paint a picture that, you make a choice, you make a decision, you change your life and everything is just whoopee, like everything's just a cakewalk after that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is at some point in your life, you have to make a change. And I think that is somewhere in the midpoint of our life. I think it happens in our middle ages as we approach the 40, 50, 60-year mark, when we start to view our life more as an adult and start to worry about the back end of our lives rather than as a child. It's like as a child, you're looking out into life like, wow, there's so much possibility in life, opportunity exists. And then sometime in our life, we switch to like worrying about our life, like worrying about what's going to happen with the rest of our life. So it's kind of a little bit of a tipping point before we switch from the front half of our life, from the masculine of our life, to the back part of our life, or the feminine part of our life. And I really do believe that there are two separate parts of life. And this is why I do really like to focus on talking to people in the Middle Ages. I'm in my middle ages, and I do think that in the Middle Ages, this is the time where we start to make a new change in our life. I'll tell you, in my life, I broke myself with this idea that health was about striving to go for more. Like I was breaking my body apart with this body part idea that I need to rip these body parts apart. This is bodybuilding. This is modern day bodybuilding, that you have to rip your body to make it get better. This is the thought process of modern day science and performance enhancement, is that you have to tear the body to make it get better. And this is like a destructive approach to your health. And I'll say that this approach may work until you're in your middle ages. And then once you get to your middle ages, you'll start to see that this approach no longer works in your life. So I appeal to people that are coming to that point in their life that they can't beat their head against the wall with their exercise anymore and fail. Like it's not about beating your head against the wall in the gym. This is the problem, that we have this faulty idea about exercise. It's that I had to change the way that I thought about exercise. I had to change the way that I thought about food. I had this obsessive idea about food, that food was really built around protein, and that it was all about getting what was missing in my life, what I needed, getting my proteins, getting my vitamins, getting my essential fats, getting my essential minerals, getting my essential oils. If there was something wrong with me, I needed to get something. It was something was missing. And this approach to life works again until about the middle ages of our life. And then it's not really about getting anymore. And I came to that point in the middle age of my life that I started to see that I was gaining weight. I was feeling pain. I was having trouble with sleep. I was going to the doctor for medications for sleep. For 5 years, I was using medications for sleep. And, everybody else was doing it. So I thought this was what you were supposed to do. I thought, people said it was old age. I thought that was normal. That, you start getting aches and pains after 40 and 50. Well, I tell you, if you're getting aches and pains in your body, if you're starting to gain weight, like I was 40 pounds heavier than I am now. I was 40 pounds bigger and heavier. I had an eating disorder from bodybuilding. I had to overcome some nutritional obsessions with protein and food consumption and food addictions, bad relationship with food, bad body image, self-image, poor self-image, poor relationship with food, incorrect relationship with food. I had to get a new relationship with food. I had to change my relationship with food. I had to change my relationship with exercise. And I recognized that this was because I had to change my relationship with myself. It was that I had a broken idea about myself, that there was something wrong with me, that I had to build up this body to be better. Really, what I really needed to take from my life of health and wellness is that you have to move every single day. I had to change what I thought about health. Health isn't about ripping your body apart. No, it's not about ripping your body apart. It's about getting inspired by movement and breath every single day. I started to see through the illusion of bodybuilding and the illusion of high performance, like if you're trying to be in the NBA or the NFL, or if you're trying to be a professional collegiate athlete, like then, okay, you're going with those extremes and that extreme push, okay. But if you're over 30, over 35, over 40, if you're meeting the middle ages, if you're just trying to have a happy, healthy family, I tell you, when I almost lost my family, I saw my relationships starting to suffer with my wife, with my children. My career was suffering. My health was suffering. I was going to the doctor for medication. I had candida, I had yeast, I had pain in my body. I was taking anti-inflammatories. I thought this was normal. Everyone was doing these things. So I thought that that's what I was supposed to do. I was covering up my pain with anti-inflammatories, taking stimulants to get through the day, working, taking sleeping pills to fall asleep at night, having digestive problems, having candida, having yeast, gaining weight. This is how I was managing my health, just by taking pills and drugs. Look, I had to change the way I was thinking about myself and my life to change my life. And these things don't change overnight. Relationships don't change overnight. Relationships to food, relationships to exercise, relationships with people don't change overnight. We change our mind, and then we start to change our habit, and then we start to change our behavior, and then we start to see these relationships begin to change in our life. Like, it happens over time that we heal our body and our life. It happens over time, is what I've learned. Is that, what I learned over the last decade, healing myself through naturopathy and personal empowerment. I'll tell you, over the last 10 years, when I lost my health, this is when I recognized that I needed to make a switch. I started to study self-taught, naturopathy. I started to look at natural balance. I started to look at the 7 laws of nature. I started to look at personal empowerment. I started to see how these things overlapped, how the East and the West came together. And I took charge of my health for myself, and that I stopped going to the doctor. I stopped the medications. I stopped all of the chiropractic and all of the health treatments that I was doing. And I started to create my own health and wellness program that stretched and strengthened and made me mobile and made me nimble and made me quick and made me agile, made me balanced. And I worked on my thoughts and my words. I started to understand the laws of cause and effect. I started to understand the laws of rhythm. I started to understand the laws of gender. These are natural laws. That nature always comes to balance. That if you start to follow the natural laws, that you can bring yourself back into balance. What has happened to me doesn't have to have power over me unless I empower it. Right? So as long as I bring myself to presence every single day, that in every single day I have the power to create something new. And this is the power of presence, right? That, what has happened, you can let that go and you can begin again today if you come to the present and you make your decision from this point forward, what you're creating, what you're thinking about, what you're empowering, what you're talking about, what you're taking responsibility for, right? So you make that decision in your solar plexus inside of you. That's your decision maker. That's your inner sun or your inspiration. That's like your passion, your desire, your goal, your decision. Like, I'm getting healthy. I'm getting well. This is just taking responsibility and accountability in your life. This is what I learned from studying personal empowerment, naturopathy over the last 10 years, I've come to realize that all things in life come back to balance over time through presence, through love, through kindness. Presence is love. Just being present is just being with what is here in the present. What's here in the present, right? The power to create is always in the present, right? We're getting into our power to create something new. This is personal empowerment. This is self-healing. This is auto-healing. And I want to say that auto-healing, self-healing, all of this is possible. And this is linked to our exercise and to our nutrition, but not in the way that we've been told or sold. I want to tell you that I lost my health in my middle ages. And I want to tell you that there is a reason for that. Like in the Middle Ages, there is a change in our estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, growth hormone, melatonin. All of these hormones start to decline once we start to reach those middle ages. So beyond 40, beyond 50, all of the markers for health are going to shift downward. And when this happens, the body won't be able to process the same amount of food that it used to, or it won't be able to process the food the same way. And so I'm suggesting that in the Middle Ages, at some point in the Middle Ages, we will all come to recognize that we need to make a switch. We need to make a switch in our understanding, and we need to switch from this understanding of being propelled by nutrition. Is that we've been sold this idea that we get our energy from calories, from proteins, from carbs, from fats, that we get our energy from food, that really, this is like a half truth. Like we do get energy from food, but there is a expense for getting energy from food. And that there is another type of energy that comes from within. And if we can learn how to generate more energy within, we'll need less energy without. And this makes a humongous difference as we start to reach the Middle Ages, and we recognize that the body can't process food the same way that we could when we were younger. And so we need to learn how to eat less food. So less needs to become more in the Middle Ages. We need to move more and propel ourselves from our energy, from our movement, from our breath, from our internal energy, from our internal spark, from our inspiration, from our desire, from our passion, from going for our goals and our dreams. From that decision, we need to get an energy from within ourselves. We need to get an energy from within ourselves, from live foods, from raw foods, from fasting. All of these things, these are like elimination or detoxification. This is a way to come into the self or reach to the authentic energy or the inner energy. It's really learning how to tap into that inner energy a little bit more. And this is what I've learned over the last 10 years. And this is what, is so hard to really kind of put to words and to be able to teach people. And this is why I jump on frequently in my social media to try and talk about this, because I think it's something that's so misunderstood. Now, over the last 10 years, I've shared this idea with dozens of people, and I have a few dozen of these, transformations that I've seen, that people have really been able to change their life by anchoring in naturopathy, by anchoring in natural laws, and anchoring in natural things, that plants heal, that fasting, that natural foods, that nature, that natural balancing ideas restore health, that breath, nice, deep, full breaths restore health. Like this is an enormous part of our health, is nice, deep, full breaths. I've seen people lose, magnificent weight in short periods of time. I saw Mark lose 100 pounds in 6 months. I've seen, 120 pounds lost in 2 years. With women. So I've seen men and women lose weight rapidly, and I've seen women even after 60. I saw a lady after 60 lose 21 pounds in 30 days. So just to break through barriers, limited beliefs, like a lot of people say to me all the time, like, I'm a woman, I'm over 50, I'm over 60, and women can't lose weight, or I can't lose weight, or I've always had these problems my whole life with my weight. Like these sort of things, these are problems with self-belief. Like I recognized myself that I had to overcome my lack in self-belief, that to fix my bigorexia and my self-image problems, I had to overcome my belief that I wasn't enough, or that I couldn't be enough just with what was within me. It's like recognizing your own inner worth, your inner value, your inner power, finding your inner chi. This is self-love. This is self-care, and exercise is a part of it, but not the type of exercise that's an annihilation exercise. I'm talking about foundational exercise, moving and breathing, and moving through like compound movements, functional movements, core movements, centering movements, movements that bring us to deep, full breaths. And we need to take many conscious, deep breaths during the day. I want to say that everyone has the same amount of time in the day, and everyone's doing the same thing in their day. They're moving around and they're breathing, they're sitting and they're breathing, they're eating and they're breathing. Everyone's just moving, sitting, eating, breathing. Everyone's just moving and breathing. This is all that we're doing. It's just that we're thinking different things at different times. It's really just the mind is changing. Right? Taking a holistic approach to our health is recognizing that it's really, we all have the same amount of time, but what are we thinking about most of the time? Right? You may have heard of this. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about changing not so much what you're doing, but what you're thinking about while you're doing it. It's like being more conscious more often. So I try to, encourage people to get into holistic health, which is moving more and getting your energy that way from movement and breath, getting into the authentic nutrition. That's the nutrition of breathing. That's the nutrition of deciding within yourself, from using your own inner chi, your own inner energy for the day. That's a decision. Like, I'm choosing health. It's a decision to get optimistic about your day, rather than looking at the trouble with your health, or with your relationship, or with your career, or your finances. Instead of looking at the trouble with it, but to get optimistic about it, like, this is what I'm creating, this is what I'm going for. It's a shift of perspective. We need to move more to get our body physiology up and ready for the day. We need to get our energy and physiology right for the day. We need to get our energy more that way by inspiration within ourselves, with movement and breath and hormonal and brain neurological preparation from movement and breath. We need to get more energy this way, so then we need less energy from food, so we end up eating less. And we eat less simply just by moving to more live food, to more raw food, to more juices. Just by moving to live foods and juices more often, we end up eating less. And it's not that we need to do it all of the time, but we need to begin to create a cycle with our life. And we can't hate ourselves when we relax and eat some food. Like, we have to find some peace with our food. We have to have some give and take with our nutrition. And we have to start to learn how to love ourselves, whether we're eating or not eating. And we have to find some comfort in eating and not eating. And this is the fasting lifestyle. This is learning how to become comfortable with the fasting lifestyle and recognize that fasting lifestyle is natural life. Let's get into balance with natural life. Like, natural life isn't going through the supermarket, piling all of this food into your cart and just eating multiple meals during your day. This is not joy. This is not happiness. And this is not health. And when you reach 40 or 50, you start to recognize that it's not working, that you start to gain fat, you start to gain weight, body fat going up, weight going up. Listen, I tell you, body fat is not really stored calories. It's toxins in the body. We need to get a new understanding. It's a shift of mind. It's a change of mind. It's a change of understanding. We've been sold this calorie balance sort of idea, and we need to shift an understanding from that calorie expenditure, calorie balance equation that we have been fed for a lifetime. We need to get out of this limited idea. This is what I call stinking thinking about food, this energy balance equation that I need to get this food to get this energy, get this food to get this energy, expend this energy to waste this food to get this body fat off. This inflow, outflow of energy, this is a stuck idea that we've gotten into. It's a habit. We've gotten into a habit of eating 3, 4, 5 meals a day and doing that, and we have the energy, and we think this way, and we think that we won't have energy if we take the food away, because we've anchored this thing that we need this to survive. We have to change this relationship with food to be happy. It's a new relationship with food that's going to make us happy. It's a new understanding of our food. It's a new understanding of our energy. It's a new understanding with movement. It's getting away from the isolation movement. It's getting away from the Arnold Schwarzenegger bodybuilding type of program. It's getting more into authentic movement, stuff that's more aligned with what's been here forever: yoga, Tai Chi, martial arts, fitness, movement, athletics, fun, jumping around. It's moving and breathing and getting happy and healthy, like recess, like fun, like playtime, like the children. This is what it's about. Friends and family, thanks so much for tuning in today. I wanted you to understand a little bit more about me, a little bit more about the program. The program is about changing your mindset. It's about learning how to change your mindset to come back into balance with nature. That all things in nature balance, and the human is a part of nature, and the human breathes to come back into balance. This is what the human does in the present. He takes a breath. He focuses on his breath. In each moment, this is what you need, is a breath. Just focusing on the breath is the way that the body balances itself. Deep, conscious breaths. This can happen in meditation, first thing in the morning, end of the day, getting into a lifestyle that includes meditation, daily movement, healthy foods most of the time, hydration, fluids, clean water, nature, light, sunlight, positive thoughts and words, just associating with positive thoughts and words and ideas. Even healing, true, authentic healing, balancing, is meeting with the shadow. This is meeting with the darker parts of ourself, the parts of ourself maybe that we don't like, the parts of ourself, the trauma, this stuff that's been suppressed. Like this stuff, ultimately, this is what has to happen. We need to sit with this in a crisis and make peace with it. This is what has to happen. But at the beginning, this is not what happens. This is how we heal in the end, ultimately. But that takes a little bit of time. Don't worry about shadow work and this yet, but just start to develop the happy lifestyle habits that teach you how to manage what's happening around you in your life better. And as you do this skill, as you practice this skill, you will heal the low frequency, low vibration parts of yourself. They come up, they rise. We sit in crisis and we integrate this energy, and the body knows how to do this. And when it comes up, it will know how to do this. And that's why we need support and accountability. And that's what this group's all about. is to help people move forward with the natural health balanced lifestyle. It's coming out of the allopathic worldview, the take a pill to fix your problems. It's taking charge of yourself and your health and your wealth and your relationships every single day. It's habit, it's behavior, it's lifestyle. Happy friends, have yourself a happy, healthy day. I just wanted to jump on today and tell you a little bit more about me and about my program and what it is that I'm doing here and why I do it, and let you know that I'm here, always here for you. If you need help, to reach out to me. Let's have a chat about it. Have yourself a super awesome, terrific day.